MEDINA, founder, Equal Space.
I would love to sit. I'm bad at sitting, so I'm going to stand. Do you plan on having children? Is that going to impede the timeline of your startup? You speak so well. I think that product is amazing, but isn't that a niche market? Do you think you have enough experience to really launch an agency? Maybe you should go back, get a couple more years, and then you'll be able to launch. You know what? I'm going to bring that to my wife. I'm going to see if she likes it. Can your demographic afford your sales services? Statements like this and questions like this are what multicultural American founders deal with all the time. Ask me how I know. Some of these were posed to me. And so there seems to be this wonderful thing happening, this large discrepancy between perception and fact. So let's talk about facts. Facts are, startups led by Black women yields $51.4 billion in revenue, while receiving only 0.2% in investment dollars. I'm rounding up. Fact. In America, businesses now comprise about 40% of African Americans, Latinos, and Asians, and that is up from 23% 2 decades ago. Fact. Latina-owned businesses in the last 9 years are up 137%. You want to talk about niche markets? Let's talk about a niche market. The LGBT community yields $1 trillion in economic power. The landscape I work in means that multicultural voices and founders are underbedded and marginalized. But I know, just like you, that the next great round of startups, disruptors, and innovators are coming from those voices. And so I bet on them. And I like to bet big. Equal Space is a co-working and share space that has existed in the city of Newark for the last 4 years. It was founded with myself and my 2 other co-founders, Sean Hairston and Raphael Rowe. We believed in our mission so damn much that we put it in big-ass letters right above the door. We thought resources and access equaled space and opportunity. We were going to create a culture that bet on anything Black, brown, women, LGBT entrepreneurs. And that culture began to take form. And I'm a strategist, that's my trade. So I wanted to develop an algorithm that really gave my community not what it needed, but what it deserved. What did that look like? It was not-for-profit heart, meets private investment, plus public sector goodwill. And it yielded amazing results. The backbone of Equal Space isn't just its multicultural perspective, the backbone is its programming. Programs like Women Innovation that's powered by Google. This is intersectionality at its best. Women from all sectors come together to this event, not just to talk about the obstacles, but to give the attendees in the room the game plan in how to disrupt and break glass ceilings. And so an army of women lead that event to go and push boundaries. Another part of the algorithm is dialogue. In partnership with the Newark Community Economic Development Corporation and our mayor, Ras Baraka, we created Tech Town Hall. Because tech innovators tend to disrupt the public sector, and the public sector tends to think we move too fast. So we created this really great moment where innovators came and showcased all the things they were disrupting, and the mayor talked about the resources the city had at its disposal, and this transparency started to form between the two. The mayor agreed to even do a Q&A, where he talked about the pain points candidly with these innovators, and the innovators started to form partnerships. Another part to making multicultural voices multiply is scale. So we partnered with 2 Gateway Center. We partnered with our principal investor, Kevin Collins, and created a tech summit. This summit was our startup's opportunity to showcase the best of what they do. But not only that, bring real conversation. Panels with juggernauts like Google. Isaiah Bell's one of the chief freaking dope developers who told them that they could be the next great inventor. You don't know what that means for multicultural voices that aren't betted on. But then when you follow that up with having WordPress talk about its rebranding cities platform, they scaled Newark and discovered that our small businesses were in the single digits online. So they committed to getting them online and helping them increase their sales. Follow that up with a spotlight. Our tech scene is super dope. You can hear it all day. So one of our freaking all-stars, what I call a black unicorn, is Ali. He's one of the founders of Claim It. And he's been able to secure a multi-million-dollar investment in his portfolio. Do you know what that means to startups that are trying to make it every day to see that we can do it? So everyone leaves the summit energized. I'm exhausted. But everyone leaves the summit feeling something. But that's not really what makes me re-up every day. What makes me believe in multicultural voices is when I walk through the doors of Equal Space. I see my founders hustling and rising and grinding through every single day. I see amazing startups like Ashley Morgan for the Neighbor Project. Ashley wants to arm local citizens to build up their financial wealth, to not only reside in these buildings, but to rise just like Newark is in ownership of those buildings. She has a holistic model about how they can arm themselves, tools of the trade, the whole nine. But that's not really where she's great too. Strategically, she's working with developers to build residences in sympathy to the neighborhoods they're building in. One of the chief effects visually of gentrification are buildings that are built that are completely not in sympathy with the history of the neighborhoods they reside in. But Ashley's making bridges and pushing people forward and creating this neighborhood-centric approach. Ask me, I call her the solution to gentrification. Or it's in arming, because information is power. Calitex News is one of my startups. Reg Calix all day reviews products, talks about events, interviews amazing juggernauts like Alex Conrad from Forbes or Samara Lynn from Black Enterprise. His goal is to make sure that everyone knows what's going on in the landscape, from here to the West Coast. If that doesn't get it, I one-on-one with all of my startups. It like brings joy, even when I'm exhausted. It's like, I'm up, I'm ready. What do you want? What do you got? And we share obstacles, we share pain points. I can't solve every problem, but we do get through. One of my prides is Christina Bright. She left corporate America so that she could pursue what her authentic self was, so that she could be the example she always wanted to be for her son. She shared everything. She shared, I don't know what I'm doing with motherhood. She shared, acne. She was transparent in a way that I could never be. And her audience loves it. Her 300K plus audience loves the content she develops. In her 1 year at Equal Space, she garnered a profit margin, and she's now shooting her pieces at the YouTube influencer space in New York. That, I don't think is just enough. I know even from my side that I have to put in more, that I have to scale the impact of what I'm doing. I believe that Equal Space belongs on the multicultural side of every city in America. And while I know that that is true, what I want to pass on is, when you are looking at a landscape with trepidation, when the founder in front of you is unfamiliar, I ask you to shift, to be excited, to explore the fact that being a funder or being a founder is a partnership that yields not just a financial commitment, but in that partnership, the scalable impact you can do together through partnership. I'm not intrinsically different than anyone else. I'm honored to do this spotlight. But what I can say is that I wanted to affect my community regardless of my bandwidth. What I wanted to do was be an innovator and a change maker I always dreamed I could be. Because I think multicultural is the next wave. It is the future. And I want to know what they could do with real funding. What future could they paint? Because what I'm doing, I'm just a boy from Brooklyn, made in Newark, making something out of nothing. And so can they. Thank you so much.